big thesis at the Sports Innovation Lab is that immersive media has to be accessible.
Yep.
And that's part of the story you're telling now, which is this concept of disintermediation. There's access to this content in new ways. That's consumer expectation. They expect to access their sports content whenever they want.
Yep.
Then there's social.
Yep.
Social is probably some of the interactivity that you're noticing when you think about what esports is doing well. Talk to me about how you think about social and interactive.
I want to see what I want to see and focus on, say, the shortstop when the broadcaster's focusing on the pitcher. So I think that social is paramount.
I mean, imagine you as a fan being able to say, okay, I want to take control and produce, quote unquote, my own experience by being able to move around. And maybe you have a tool that allows, if you're really good at it, you can have people follow you conceptually, and you all of a sudden become a storyteller and a producer.
What if I could take you inside the eyes of the player? What if I could take every voxel and you could break down the play of your players? What we're aspiring to do, part of this audacious task, is to create a new medium so that not just the 20,000 people that can come into your venue at any given day are available to be there, but what about everybody that has connectivity? What about everybody that has a screen? What about everybody that has a credit card, that is a fan of your product, that wants to digitally come into your venue?
Yeah, so in the past, a fan would sit at home, presumably in front of their television, and just lean back and consume the one-size-fits-all television feed that we and others would provide to them. The ability to have a phone on one's lap has created this, the fan expectation, the fan desire to also participate in that live sporting event.
One thing that we're starting to see, this is what I like to look at macro trends, is the notion of individualization. And you apply that to, well, I want to pick and choose what I want to see. And maybe I'd like to look at it from a quarterback's viewpoint, because maybe that's the favorite position I like to see from an NFL perspective, and somebody would like to see it from a wide receiver. When you talk about individualization, it means that each individual has their own preferred preferences, and we should be able to deliver that experience for that unique person. Sports traditionally was tops down, and now you have bottoms up, where fans are telling stories and they have massive followers. And so going back to one of the key points that you highlighted around Sports Innovation Lab is immersive media is about accessibility. And I do think that these influencers that are telling stories differently, and you could argue they're breaking down the film from a different perspective, is providing access to the masses and high levels of engagement.